The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Hey, I was at a football event last Friday and just catching up with a few guys I either played with or played against.
Oh, good old days.
And you throw out those, what are these people up to in particular, but...
like catching up.
Yeah, catching up, but...
Thanks for explaining it.
Well, it was more so to do with guys I used to play against. And this is one
catching
guy
up with old friends.
that I kind of know. I've known him for a while, but when they play with the opposition, they're enemies.
Sure.
But I knew that he's been living overseas for quite some time in Indonesia and moving around
And
the
that's
islands.
your dream.
Yeah, that would be amazing. So I was just talking to a mate about what that person'd been up to, and they were telling me about how this guy that we had a long-term relationship.
Sean's trying to keep the details out, but I fear that you might have given too many already.
Okay, well, that's all right. I'll leave the name out of it. But he'd been in a long-term relationship, but one of the deals was he had an international girlfriend, and then she had to keep leaving Indonesia
to do an international girlfriend thing.
For visa reasons.
Visas,
yeah.
She would do that on a regular basis, and also she would just go home every now and then for a longer stay to visit her family back in Europe. So that was fine. Yeah. Until he got a phone call from some random guy who just said, you don't know me? My name is Mike. And I've just found out some information that you might want to hear, but you're not going to like it.
Okay.
So then he went on to say that he has been seeing...
I thought it was going to be your Netflix payments have gone up.
Oh, that would hurt. $17.99.
It's ridiculous.
Is it 21 these days? I think I paid 21.
I feel that you've wandered from the story.
Sorry.
Go back to
it's easy to throw me off. So this guy says, you're not going to like this, but here it is. I've been seeing this girl.
Same girl.
It was well over 6 months.
Oh.
But... the reason why he's making the call is because this girl had been seeing someone else.
Oh,
so first of all, he found out this chick had been seeing someone else.
Cheating lasagna.
A third person. And he was heartbroken because
he
thought she'd been cheated on.
Yes.
Then he found out that the reality was she's had a long-term partner who's been in Indonesia.
So he thought he'd been cheated on, but he didn't realise he was actually a cheater because she was with someone before him, but then there was someone after him. Give me the spans of time. So he was with her for 6 months, the middle cheater.
Yeah.
The original, your friend.
I think a couple of years.
And the newest one would have been probably
I think it's a short-term thing. But, so... the guy my friend, he was absolutely knocked off his chair. But the main thing was he was absolutely rapt that he actually received that phone call, because the guy first said, you're not going to like what I'm going to hear, this can be hard to swallow. But if you don't get that call because someone never passes that information on.
It's a courageous call to make, because you're like, do I get involved or not? Or I just break it off with her and move on.
Yeah.
No.
But you get angry at that
and
person
he doesn't know him.
Call.
There's no bro code there. No,
he doesn't know him, and this guy didn't live in Indonesia where he lived anyway.
So he had to make a bit of effort to find him.
Yeah.
Well, there's not only three. There's not only three. If she has built this around the world, that's the three that have found out.
Yes.
I wonder where this human centipede ends.
How many can you have on the run?
So busy.
How many have you had on the run at any one time, Nat?
One.
Yeah.
And even that's a struggle, I'll be honest.
Yeah. But that's an official way. That's how Natalie treats her clients. She's not one of those places, Sean.
Would you feel comfortable making that call?
Making the call is the tough thing.
Or receiving it.
I think I would just stay out of it. Personally.
Look, if I didn't have any real affiliations with them in my day-to-day life, probably.
Yeah.
If it was a relationship that I was ready to say goodbye to, because that's a lot of the times that's what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. But look, that phone call is super important. And to be honest,
it's the right thing to do.
It is important,
but it's a really hard thing to do.
I watched a video a while back, same situation. This chick found out that she was dating a guy, and then found out that she was the person that he was cheating with.
Yeah, she was the side piece.
So she rocked around to the house, and as everyone does, they record it. But she had her phone up, and then as soon as the woman answered the door, she said in the interview afterwards something about the woman's demeanour made her drop her phone, so that all you can hear is the audio. Yeah. And she told the woman, look, I'm sorry, I actually was cheating with your husband and didn't know it.
No.
In your house here.
Yeah.
I came here and none of your photos are around and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, I found out that you're with him, and this woman broke down and she was consoling her. It's a full-on thing to do. It's a full-on thing to do. And I wonder... if guys are brave enough to share these stories, because whenever we do topics like this, it's very much female-led, which means that guys are bastards. But we know that there are equally amount of terrible women out there doing it the same thing.
Well, I think that some guys are really reluctant to share those stories.
Yeah.
Like that story...
being cheated on isn't something that you did. It's been done to you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And that
so
phone
hold
call,
no shame.
we'd love to hear from people that have received that phone call or made that phone call. Have you said, look, I can't sit around and watch this happen anymore. I'm going to let them know.
Yeah, it's a big move.
There's plenty of threats that, like, if you don't tell them, I will.
Yeah, no. We want to know. You cut all that middleman out and you go, this is wrong. I'm letting them know today. Let's go to Owen. Hi, Owen.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Yeah, good, buddy. All right, Owen. So, has this happened to you, Owen?
Yeah, so years ago when I was living in Tassie, I lived in Beaconsfield, a little country town.
Yep.
And naturally, met someone online, blah, blah, blah. They used to come down from Smithton. It's, almost 4 hours drive.
Yeah.
And, one thing went to another. We end up dating together for almost a year. And I decided, you know what, I've never been to their hometown. So made the trek, 4-hour drive up to them. And everyone was in shock. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's a shock that, I drove up there and whatnot. And we were just at a supermarket, and the supermarket attendant wrote someone's address on the back of my receipt, and she said, I think you need to go speak to this person.
This is the
looked
best.
at my partner. I was like, okay, that's a bit sus, but, I come from a small country town, so I was like, I'll take the hint.
Yeah.
So while my partner went to work, I went and knocked on this door, and I said, hi, I got told I need to speak to you about such and such. And they were like, yeah. I'm like, what's the go? And they're like, well, they're my fiancé. I was like, okay.
Whoa, Owen.
Don't mind me asking, how long have you been together for? And they're like, coming on 4 years. I was like, cool. Righto. I'm like, well, we've been together a year. And they just looked at me and they're like, sorry. I'm like, and they invited me in. They were a little bit shocked. They went bright red, me like shaking angry. But then they're like, look, I'm sorry. I said, look, scream, shout, do what you need to do. And they were like, are you sure? Like, and I said, you're not just, his mate joking. I said, well, here's the text messages. Feel free to have a read through. I've got nothing to hide. I have nothing to hide. I said, I'm sorry. I have nothing to hide. I said, but, you deserve to know the truth. And to this day, me and that person are still friends, even though, I live in WA. They're still back in Tassie.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we then later on found out that his best friend was also another side piece that was just someone there for when he was bored.
How many sides do you need with a main, really?
And also in a small country town.
So this is the thing.
Yeah.
I want to break this down. She takes you home to where she lives fully. I mean, she would have to have been trying to.
Hey.
No. They didn't take me home to where they live. I rocked up.
You went to visit.
Okay, I was going to say. I drive 5. So that was a shock.
Yeah.
So when they found out that you had rocked on the town, did you sense panic from them?
When I seen his parents were like, oh, so this is your friend from Beaconsfield, and I was like, partner, but okay, because naturally, town.
Yep.
Being a gay couple, small country town, I thought, oh yeah, friends. Like I'm used to that. I'm used to that term being thrown around, like cat in a sack.
Yeah.
But it was just like when that shop, and it was a shop like I think it was like a small IGA or a small Woolies or something. I can't remember what they had at the time. Yeah. They wrote it down, and actually being a small, mining town.
It sounds like it would have been the good grocer. They do good things.
Yeah. Oh, no, we don't have that in Tassie.
They're not that fancy.
It definitely wasn't the good grocer.
No.
Yeah.
But this is he's invited you in to their house. Was it weird for you to were you spotting photos of them around and realising, wait, there's a life here?
So when I went at the parents' house, because that's the address I knew.
Okay, yeah.
There wasn't a lot of photos of my partner.
Yeah.
Because they'd moved out years ago. But when I went to the fiance's house, there was photos of them with their friends.
So a fully established life together.
All that, and I was like, wow. It was surreal, and I sort of took a step back, and I was like, okay, cool. Because you hear about it, you read about it, and it's like, okay, don't overreact because you're feeling a certain way about this. And in my mind, I'm like, well, we've only been together a year.
Yeah.
The person sitting in front of me that's crying in anger.
Oh.
Yeah, but that anger could be taken out on you.
Yeah, I know.
So
exactly.
I know we've got to get to news, but we've got to get to the end of this. So you've dropped this bombshell. What happened next with the partner? Did they come? What happened next?
So they were due to get home around 5:30 back to their parents' house.
Yeah.
And we both rocked up at the parents' house and just sat there in the living room waiting.
I mean, that is drama. That's drama.
Think about it, your parents' house is the
Drama.
refuge, right? And then you walked into that. So what happened?
So we turned up at his parents' house. The parents rocked up at 5. They've walked in, looked at both of us and gone, F this, we're not dealing with this.
Oh.
Walked out. They just walked out of the house like, nope, walked out. And he's rocked up at 5:30 and walked in and went, what the F is going on?
Yes.
And we both looked at each other and went, you tell us.
And
That's holding the ball.
So this is all happening. Where did everything end up? What's the conclusion? What happened?
So afterwards, just screaming and shouting and obviously arguments. Both me and the fiance left. I took him home because I drove him there. I took him home and I said, look, mate, I'm sorry for all this, blah, 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 you know, best life, blah, blah. And I went home and that was the end of it until about 6 months later where I got a friend request from the fiance. I was like, hey, I'm in Launceston, do you want to catch up? And I was like, yeah, sure. So we caught up. I'm like, how's everything going? And they're like, oh, you know, I threw all his shit out. He's gone. I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. You know, same
So
thing,
they broke up.
Yeah. The bin because he wasn't coming to get it.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Hey, could you see? Like, were you at all attracted to the fiance? Because that would be a beautiful.
I thought that was smooth path going.
Did he float your boat?
Weirdly enough, the fiance was looked very much like me.
So loved him.
The best friend and I have the exact same name, so that was kind of weird. But yeah, it was just one of those days. It's like we've become friends, we're good mates, and that's just all we've stayed. Where it was like, and a lot of people did make that joke where they're just like, "Oh, you two should get it on." Just as I'm like, this is a what like. To get back at him, he'd never find out unless we rub his face, and that's just adding.
Yeah, I have to say that's one of my most.
You're a good person, Owen.
One of my most fantastic gay stories I've ever heard.
Yeah.
I mean, that was brilliant. That's
Imagine
top
driving
tier.
home the person that you've.
I know.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
I have had to be stronger to get through this period in my life.
The suffering of this
Would you like to hold hands?
Too sad to hold hands, Shaun, because I'm in this alone. So,
and there's still no resolution, right?
Hopefully today. This has been going on for a fair while now. What you hear is dial-up internet.
There are people who don't know what this is.
Back in the day, you used to have to hang your phone up and do a thing, and then if your computer was done, then you couldn't use your phone, and it took this long to possibly get a connection. You might have had to have done this 10 times again. I was praying even for this because I've had no internet for a couple of weeks.
So you've just been going off your mobile data?
No, yes, basically. Yeah. So the deal is in my place, and because of the position of my house, I moved in before I got the NBN, and then I was doing a wireless broadband, which was perfect
working
because of my situation in the house. They can tell you if you're going to get a good signal. Yep. Now, as technology has been going on, they've been tinkering with all these things, and it's getting less and less good. So my internet's been so spotty. So I've decided to say,
you've crossed over to
up yours. Optus.
NBN.
God, the conversations I had with them. And
please sponsor our show.
I love Optus, yes. But then I thought, no, I'm going to go to NBN. So I went with one of the big providers. We all know who they are.
Yeah.
So I spoke to the guy, and he goes, why are you leaving your current provider? And I told him all about the history, and he was going, that's just terrible. And he goes, you know what? With us, you'll not have a hassle at all. He was lovely. We got along really well.
Isn't he just setting you up for a fall?
And we had
I feel where I know where this is going.
We were laughing back and fro, back ha 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 ha.
And then you signed on and gave them your financial details?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they basically hung up.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I said to him, I'm currently without internet. And I said, and I do a job where I need it, watching TV.
But also, every household needs it. It's a basic human right these days.
Nat, I've changed all my bulbs to smart lights as well.
So you can't turn your lights on.
Oh, right. Now I'm back.
Think of the real suffering here. I mean,
anyway, it's a lot.
He's sitting in darkness and he can't watch Netflix.
Yeah. And the only interaction I have in my house is with my saying, hey, Siri, can you do something for me? Siri's my Megan.
Siri's broken up with you.
And that's that lone magpie that keeps calling you at night.
Yeah. So I spoke to them.
Yes.
over a week ago and signed up, and I said, "No, mate, I need this ASAP." He goes, "You know what, mate? We're going to push you up to the priority list because you don't have internet. We sort of do that with people that don't have any service." And then he said, well, you'll get a schedule. He goes, "Look, you'll probably get the technician to come and hook you up on Friday." He goes, "But you will get your modem way before that. It'll be like
so
within
they
a
send
couple
you
of
the
days."
modem. That comes from their company. Yes.
I said, "Is there anywhere local I can just pick up the modem?" So I got it. No, we have to send it. All right, no worries. So I still don't have my modem. My internet was set up on Friday. This is ridiculous. It's sitting in a warehouse in New South Wales for days.
But on the weekend,
so you're
got the weekend in there.
I was tracking it. So anyway, I'm tracking it throughout the week, realising, you know what, it's day 2 and I have not got a tracking, I didn't even have a tracking number about my modem. So I rang up this internet company that was so lovely to me at the start.
To get your money.
And then I brought up, the guy I initially spoke to promised me that I'll be hassle-free with you guys. And then they said, "We're going to have to review those tapes because you were misinformed." I went, "Hold on."
So we're hassle-free.
I said,
sorry,
hold on. I said, "So what you're telling me is the lie he said was that my experience with you will be hassle-free."
And you're saying
and then
that's
they moved on.
Yeah.
I went, come on.
That's a big statement, man.
So I said, "Where is it?"
Yeah.
And they said,
They said, "You know where it is. You can see it on your tracking."
No. They said it'll be coming today. This was on Thursday.
But it was still in New South Wales.
Yes. And I said, "No, it says it's still in New South Wales." And they said, "No, it'll be coming today." And I rang them the day before previously because I saw it was in New South Wales. No, it's going to be there today. So when the technician who came in from this company, he was absolutely lovely, and he said to me, "Ring them back again." I said, "All right." So I rang them back again, but then suddenly I went, "Wait, no, I'll go to," because suddenly I got a tracking number, I'll ring them. So I rang Star Track, and it was a chick there, first day of the job. She goes, "I don't know if I'm saying this wrong, but your package is just sitting there and no one's touching it and it's not being set to delivery." And I said, "Oh my God, this is ridiculous. Can you just get it delivered?" And she goes, "Well, there seems to be something happening with it." So I contacted, I was about to say the company. We all know who it is. I contacted them back, and I said, "What is happening with my modem?" And they said, "It'll be arriving today." Oh, it will not be arriving today because I just spoke to Star Trek and they said that they're looking at it in a thingo. So then she goes, "Hold on." 3 minutes later on, goes back and goes, "Yes, we know where it is. It's in Sydney." I said, "I told you."
That's the third time you've told them.
Yes, I said, "My internet is now hooked up. Your person advised me to switch off my other service, which, although it was not working, was spotty."
Yes, at least you would get it occasionally.
I could get it occasionally. I said, "Now I have no internet." I said, "I alerted you to this on Wednesday that there was something wrong with this delivery. You had time to be able to cancel that or send me another one. Because this is the clincher. Marnie, my next door neighbour, the apartment next to me, found out that I was signing up to this company. She had the same internet service as me. She ordered hers, I think it was on Wednesday, and she received her modem on Friday.
Yeah. I don't understand that. I've heard that happen a lot.
Door.
So has her technician been to hook her up?
No technician.
Well, she should give you her... She should give you her
my
modem.
problem isn't her problem. Just in case mine wasn't to rock up, I'm not taking hers.
Yeah.
So anyway, then I just said, "Mate, I'm so sorry," and I did your thing, Sean, because I didn't raise my voice, but I said, "I'm sorry that we've been having this altercation. I know it's not your fault. Can I please get a call back from a supervisor?" So the supervisor calls me back and just goes, basically, "Oh, well,
it's in Sydney.
We can't do anything about it."
It's in Sydney. It's falling within the delivery time." I said, "No, it's not. Your delivery time says 2 to 3 working business days." I said, I ordered this 7 days ago.
Yeah.
And then I said, "Is there anything can be done? Can I get a modem, whatever?" I said, and he goes, "No."
So have to wait
and then
it
he goes,
out.
"I'm sorry you feel this way." So I said, "I want this
Can
to
I
be..."
speak to your supervisor?
I said, "I want there to be an official complaint. I want this to be an official complaint with my name on it." I said, "This is disgusting." I said, "I have had several phone calls to you and I have not even started using the service yet. And I tell you right now, I have never really lodged an official complaint, and it just made me feel so good to get my Karen on."
So, but was that an official complaint? Like you saying this is an official complaint? Is that enough? Or do you have to, is there an email or something?
He said it's been lodged as
Did he though?
because they're recording the call.
Yeah.
And then, so I you know what? Karens get a bad name, but that needed to be Karen.
That's a huge Karen.
It's not going to change anything.
No, that's just...
So
no, because you were lied to the whole time.
Well, what happened is...
Nothing.
This is the worst.
This is
the worst. I get a notification yesterday saying, "We tried to deliver your package, but you weren't at home. It's now been taken to your local post office." I read this at 5 p.m. Sean, Nat, Harry, Sam. You've all worked with me for a while. At 2:08 in the afternoon, am I home?
Yes.
100%.
Categorically. But you weren't watching Netflix, which is a bit unusual.
I was home. I was home. So I don't know in your world of delivery if you just stand at the front of the building and just go, and like try and do psychic thoughts to get me to come outside and get the package and go, oh, that didn't work, and walk off. You got to press the bloody buzzer.
He's fired up. I haven't seen him this fired up for a while, actually.
And there will be people that are fired up as well. I want to know, when you have rightfully placed a complaint.
Did you get your Karen on?
Did you get your Karen on?
We're very supportive of Karens this morning.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's just being pushed to the brink.
No, we can't take any more. We can't take any more.
I was in a scenario where I had no internet for a month. It was 4 weeks before it was resolved, because when the
How'd
NBN...
you go not watching porn for that long
When
now?
the NBN was connected to my neighbours, they used my connection because it was like their A and and so they stuffed... There was the NBN connection was wrong. But you can't just talk to the NBN people. You have to go through your internet provider.
Can I say?
And that went backwards and forwards for a month. With them saying, just wait, it'll be on in 24 to 48 hours. And you go, okay, no worries. So then you've got to wait 2 days before you can do anything. And I'm like, you need to send a technician, right? And they're like, no, we can do it from this end. Don't worry, it'll be connected in 24 to 48 hours. You wait another. They said that to me 3 times.
I am in full belief,
I'd burn
and
their
this is
place
the majority of companies, is customer service ends as soon as you sign up.
Yeah. Let's talk to Shirley. Hello.
Morning. How are you all?
Shell. Did you get your Karen on, Shell?
Always, mate.
Always?
Okay, what happened, Shells?
I bought a second dishwasher from Harvey Norman.
Yeah.
Around Christmas time. It got installed. It was working fine. It's all scratched up in the inside, but that's what they are.
Yeah.
Anyway, after a week, the motherboard went. But the technician went and just left it in the middle of the kitchen. I have a small kitchen. In front of the drawers I couldn't open, and in the sink. And he goes, we'll back after Christmas to fix it. So I'm left with a dishwasher in the middle of the kitchen.
So he pulled it out and he left it right.
there.
I couldn't open drawers or anything. Anyway, I rang up.
Sorry, after Christmas. How many days was this for?
This is after I've had it for a week, but it's been out for a couple of days. But I've rung them up and said, blah, blah, blah.
Any danger? Yeah.
And the lady rings back just after Christmas and said, look, I'm not happy with your service we gave you. Mm-hmm. What we're going to do is upgrade you to a brand new dishwasher.
Oh, that's nice.
Free of charge.
Yes.
Shirley.
So I got a brand new dishwasher.
Come on.
For a second hand. For a second.
Is amazing.
That's
I say
fantastic
Harvey
news.
Norman always steps it up.
Well, there we go.
But that is unbelievable.
I mean, you dodge around a dishwasher in the middle of the kitchen for a week in order to get a new one.
Mate, you can put it in my bed if you wanted to.
That's
I
beautiful.
still don't know how to set my dishwasher properly. It always goes...
Sean never used it. Remember?
That's right. That's right.
I had one in there. Didn't like the way it looked aesthetically. Bought another one. Never turned it on.
Is it actually
Still have the brand new one in the storage.
You know, when you open up a dishwasher, there's the plastic. There's some plastic stuff inside.
Yeah.
It's all
good stuff.
Pristine condition. Christine, hello.
Hello, how you going?
Christine, did you have to get your Karen on?
Oh, I had to get my Karen on. And normally, I'm a really calm person and I don't make complaints.
Likewise.
But
this did my head in.
Yeah.
All right, so I've been having my house insurance come out of my bank account fortnightly for the last 5 years.
Yep.
Anyway, all of a sudden, I noticed it wasn't coming out. So I contacted them and said, oh, look, there's a problem. It's not coming out.
Yeah.
So I was in arrears. So I paid the arrears and said, look, can you ensure that it comes out for a fortnightly payment? And they said, oh, yeah, there was a glitch in our computer system. I said, okay, that's fine. 3 months later, I'm still every fortnight ringing them and paying them. I said, what is your problem? I said, so I put in a written official complaint and said to them, you are putting my house at risk because if something happened and my payment didn't come out when it's already been...
Also, your credit score.
So... eventually, I said to them, look, I'm going to give you a new account number. And they said, oh, it must be your bank. I said, you take my car out of the same account, and that's not had a problem.
Yeah.
But my house hasn't been coming out. So I changed my account number. After about 4 months, it's finally coming out. You'd think with technology, honestly, let's be honest, you'd think with technology you could make sure a direct debit comes out of your account. But obviously not. It didn't work.
Someone wasn't putting in the info
and
clearly,
also,
Christine.
They want your money. Why won't they take your money?
I know. And the girl rings me up and said, I just wanted to know, you put in an official complaint. Are you satisfied with your service?
Oh, no, that is the worst one when they ask for feedback.
They sent me a feedback survey afterwards, and I thought, I don't want to shit on my phone. Literally take one.
I thought, how can it be this difficult? So I finally gave them a new account number and said, see if this works. Anyway, that's working now. But I keep a check on it because I said, how many people are at risk because your company had a glitch?
That's right.
I said, you didn't
and then
contact me to say. Yeah, they didn't contact me. I was the one that contacted them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking to myself, you are a big company. This is something... Taking my money should be a given.
Yeah. And not just that, we shouldn't have to be investigators. In my scenario, I'm the one that end up on my own back ringing up Star Trek to say what the hell was going on, because all I was getting from them, and that's why I set them up with the question first. I said, well, do you know where my parcel is? And they said, it's going to be arriving today. And I went, well, liar, because I've just spoken to Star Trek. So then after that, they went, can we just give us 10 minutes? I said, why is that? So we're going to call Star Trek. I said, you should have done that 3 days ago. Why did it make me do it?
Hey, stop yelling at us.
Sorry. The dogs. I just like the dogs.
It reminded me of working with Ross Lyon then, because he used to find out all the information, then ask someone a question.
Yeah, that's
and then when
right.
the person got a question,
you already know the answer
and then you're very measured. It's like you're sitting back and go, sit down.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.